All right.
All right.
Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we watch them so you don't have to.
Yeah. And today, the Cabining.
Cabinining.
Is that how you say it? That's a horrible title.
So
I don't get it. The Cabining, though. 2014, unrated, an hour and 23 minutes long. And this is directed by Steve Capera, starred Mike Capera, Bo Keister, Angela Relucio, among others.
Do you think those two are related?
It's entirely possible. All right, so we're trying to write a horror story, which is true. We have done this. Mm-hmm. And we're stumped, and people are telling us we suck. So we go to this.
All of this is true so far.
It is very true. So we go to this resort type place or whatever, getaway place.
Resort for writers.
Yeah.
Or for artists, not just writers. Yep.
Right. To work on our stuff, and things start going awry. So what happened in the Cabining?
So the Cabining is about two screenwriters who are trying to write the next big horror movie.
Bloody hell.
And everyone tells them that their script sucks, including their producer.
Yep.
Played magnificently by Richard Reilly. And so they go to this artist resort where they're kind of secluded so they can do their work. And then people start dying. This is a horror comedy. This is a comedy horror.
Yep. I was going to say.
More on the funny than on the horror.
All right. Well, we like comedies and we like horror. I'm sure we've probably said that several times, but it's true.
It continues to be true. We are consistent. I liked how funny... You know what? This is your movie.
It is my movie.
You go first. I'm sorry.
You go first.
I liked how funny this movie was.
Yes. Yeah.
It made me laugh. A lot.
It was pretty amusing.
A whole lot. I almost peed a little bit one time. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, it's very corny, goofy, silly, a mood movie.
Yeah, you got to be in the right mood for this.
Yeah.
Boy, if you're sitting down hoping to get spooped,
yeah,
you're not getting any spoopy here.
I love Richard Reilly. It was nice to see him show up as a cameo. I wish he was in it more.
He should cameo every horror movie. Just every single horror movie. Find a spot for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Give him the work. He deserves it.
I like the two main characters. I thought they were pretty good, and the actors that played them did a good job.
And they seemed like they were genuinely friends.
Yeah.
Like they had that vibe of people who have been hanging out, like us. People who have been hanging out together for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to do if you're not naturally friends. So that was really cool. I really liked the creepy guy. I can't think of his name now. I want to say Presley?
Something like that.
Something like that. I can't remember names because I'm dumb. It's nothing about the movie. I'm just bad with names. But he was really cool in this as a red herring that keeps popping up. I found this raccoon. I also found this. And he holds up a severed head and it's just perfectly creepy.
This was shot really well. It's very crisp and clean, which I was actually kind of surprised. For some reason, I was thinking it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
They did a great job with the camera work, technically speaking. Everything was really good.
For being a comedy horror, it didn't have to look as good as it looked. I thought the script was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the jokes they were throwing out, they didn't linger on. There was no winking to the camera when they made a really good joke. They just made the joke and moved on to the point that there were times where I was like, wait. Oh, shit, that's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to go over your head if you're not paying attention.
Yep.
I love the location. Just that whole, secluded resort type or getaway place. That's just, it lends itself to a great setup, And I thought they did it fine and they executed fine with this.
Yeah. And I'm gonna expand what I said earlier because I said I really liked the one character. I actually really liked the whole cast. The cast was solid across the board. Everyone was good. There was no one that was like, that's not so great.
Yeah, and none that really, rubbed you the wrong way or anything.
Or a couple could have rubbed me the right way.
Yeah, it's true.
I liked
remember
some of the movie type jokes that they made too. Like at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning while they're arguing out a scene. And the scene is actually playing and you just hear their voiceover. And like as they say something, the scene will change to match that and then change back to match that. I thought that was really cool. I wish they'd carried that through more of it, but I get why they couldn't.
Right.
But that was a really cool idea.
Yeah, it has a kind of meta aspect to it.
Yeah.
And they didn't overdo it, which I appreciate because, so many, it's so easy to overdo that where it gets annoying and old pretty quick. But this one was pretty consistent.
Oh, gee, you mean none of them lived on Carpenter Street?
Right.
They didn't have a janitor named Craven?
I don't mind that stuff.
I do. It's fucking obnoxious. Boot-licking, butt-sniffing motherfuckers. Come up with your own shit. Don't kiss up to those people. Be the next version of those people. And they did a good job in this movie. So I'm not complaining about these guys. This is just a general statement of the industry. I'm angry. I'm an angry old man.
Ugh! We don't like dying at a resort retreat place for writers and artists. Mm-hmm. So what do we not like about the Cabining? I hate the name. It's a terrible name.
Terrible.
Sorry. I don't really get it. I mean, maybe there's a joke I'm missing.
No, and they made a joke about it in the movie too, and I didn't get that joke either.
Okay. See, and I feel like, and the movie was funny and everything, but I feel like I missed a lot. I feel like a lot went over my head. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was funny, but I didn't laugh a whole lot or anything.
I did not like how they handled the endings.
Yeah, it's a cop-out ending, kind of.
Yes.
Right.
It takes away the weight of the whole movie.
It feels like a lot of it's forgettable. Like, I can't remember the names. There's bits and pieces you're standing there like, oh yeah, that's right, that happened. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of one of those forgettable movies. I feel like a week from now I probably won't remember anything about it.
No, and I won't either. I watched it fresh and in the mood for something to make me laugh and wanting to laugh at that point. And yeah, a week from now I won't remember this. I won't even remember that we watched it.
Yeah, along kind of what we said with the ending, cop out ending, it just kind of it really
Yes, what he said. I agree.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized that neither one of us have pointed out yet? All of the kills were off screen.
Yeah.
There was not a single on-screen kill.
I know.
Most of them were ones you just heard about even.
Right.
You didn't actually see. You didn't see the guy die in the car wreck. You didn't see the cop die in the bear trap.
Yeah. It was all just talked about.
Yeah. The one guy, you see his head, and that was it. And the one body who slipped on a banana peel.
Right. And that was it.
And that was it. You really don't see any of the kills. So it's hard to have any weight behind them. And maybe that was intentional.
Well, when you find out, by the end of it, you realize, oh, okay, it makes sense. I don't like that.
No.
Let's lock this cabin up. Boom. It is funny. It's goofy. It's silly. It's definitely a mood movie. So if you're not in the mood for that kind of movie, you'll probably be a little disappointed in it. But it is kind of forgettable. There's not anything for blood or gore. It's off screen. The ending, cop out, hate it. It's amusing, and I'm glad I watched it, but it's very average overall for me. So I'm going to go middle of the road, 4 out of 8.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mood movie. It really is. You got to be in the mood to be watching a comedy horror. It is definitely comedy horror, not horror comedy. It was fine. Good eye candy.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth a watch.
There's nothing wrong with it. I had fun with it. I laughed. It's really all you're asking for. I mean, it's not a horror movie. It really isn't. When it comes down to it, it's a murder mystery, kind of. It's a horror movie, kind of, but it's a comedy. From the horror side, we've seen horror comedies do the horror way better than this. From the comedy side, we've seen comedies and horrors. We've seen flat-out horror movies that were funnier than this. There were some really good laughs in it, but there was nothing here that was like, oh, you gotta watch it for this. This is really funny. But I wouldn't say don't watch this. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. So I don't know. I'll give it a 5 out of 8. I laughed a little bit more than you, and it had boobs.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth a watch. It doesn't have a lot of rewatchability to it. I mean, it's like watch one and done. Have you seen The Cabining? Let us know what your thought.
Come up with a better name.
If you like what we're doing, you know what to do. Do what all those other people do, right? Hit the buttons and subscribe and blah, blah, blah. And tell your friends.
Just do it.
Facebook.com/StoopidMovies. Instagram @StoopidMovies. And email @StoopidMovies@outlook.com.
Bye, friends.
How do you turn it off?
You got to hit the stop button.
Oh!
Don't listen to two jackasses.
You have a mind. Use it for yourself.
Yeah. Don't listen to us. We're stupid.
We are. We're just here to entertain ourselves, really.
Pretty much.
Down to it.
This is here just to entertain us.
That's right.
Anus.
Anus.